The Legend of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. A long time ago, up where the north wind blows, a reindeer was born with a ruby red nose. His name was Rudolph, and his nose was a sight. It wasn't just red, it glowed like a light. Donner, his father, thought Santa might say, "No red-nosed reindeer is pulling my sleigh." So whenever Santa Claus came around, Rudolph covered his nose and made it look brown. One day during the reindeer games, a doe named Clarice asked Rudolph his name. And when she told him she thought he was cute, his nose glowed as red as Santa's suit. The reindeer all teased him, they laughed and made fun. Rudolph got so embarrassed, he started to run. He ran to the woods and he didn't stop, till he heard something nearby go plippity-plop. Suddenly, an elf named Hermie popped out of the snow. He was hiding in the woods so no one would know. He didn't want to make toys like the other elves did. He had dreamed of being a dentist since he was a kid. He was a misfit, so was Rudolph. They were two of a kind. So these new friends set off to see what they could find. And what they found was a creature, a monster, a fiend, the abominable snow monster who was meaner than mean. He tracked them by following Rudolph's red nose. He would watch where the glow was, then go where it goes. Then Yukon Cornelius came around the bend, and the two lonely misfits had found a new friend. He was big and brave and as strong as 10 men, which was good, because Bumble had found them again. He chased them, roaring a terrible sound. Thumping his chest, his feet shook the ground. Rudolph ran with his friends to where the ice ends. They were trapped, or were they? Well, that all depends. With a mighty swing of his miner's axe, Yukon whacked the ice, which started some cracks. And just as Bumble got to the bay, the ice broke free and they floated safely away. They floated to the island of misfit toys, toys that needed homes with good girls and boys. There was an elephant with spots and a plane that can't fly, a fish bird that swims, a doll with tears in her eyes, a flying king lion, a Charlie in the box, and a caboose with wheels that were shaped just like blocks. Rudolph promised the toys that when he saw Santa again, he'd tell them about the island and come back for them. You see, Rudolph knew he couldn't stay. He knew his nose would give them away. His friends were in danger while he was around, so he left that night without making a sound. But back in Christmastown, the news was grim. Rudolph's parents and Clarice were out looking for him. They were gone. They were missing. They had to be saved. Rudolph was sure they were trapped in the snow monster's cave. And Rudolph was right. That's where they were found. Bumble had Clarice in his clutches. Rudolph yelled, "Put her down!" And then Hermie and Yukon arrived in a sled. They tricked Bumble and dropped lots of snow on his head. Hermie had to act fast, and before a moment had passed, he pulled all Bumble's teeth. He was a dentist at last. Then Yukon tamed that Bumble. Now he's sweet as can be. So Santa let Bumble put the star on the tree. But they still had a problem that Christmas Eve. The fog was too thick for Santa to leave. Christmas will have to be cancelled, Santa said with a sigh. Then Rudolph's nose started blowing, and Santa knew they could fly. He hopped in his sled, put his cap on his head, called each reindeer by name, looked at Rudolph and said, "Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" Quickly, the elves wrapped all the presents, packed the sleigh full of toys, and gave Santa the list of good girls and boys. From city to city, from town to town, from rooftops to chimneys, that Santa slid down. They raced through the fog till the night was done, till every toy had a home, every single one.
Hello there! It's so great to meet you. My name is Miss Aina and I come from the UK. I am an experienced early years teacher and I love to teach social skills, geography and reading to young learners. I believe in making every single class inclusive, interactive and fun. I hope that all the students come away from my class feeling happy, confident and empowered. I hope to see you in class very, very soon. Goodbye!
Merry Christmas! 圣诞快乐